Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while, huh? Yeah, it's been a day or two since I've done a talking head video. I'm doing more live streams than anything else, or using Camtasia or whatever, but I haven't done a talking head video in a while. I used to do them all the time. Not so much no more, but anyhow, here I am. I want to give you something to chew on for a little bit, just something to think about. The original video of George Floyd on Memorial Day, on the ground with the cop on his neck. This is just something I want you to think on. Regardless of how much you look and how hard you look, you can only find clips. One clip shows you the cop with George Floyd already in handcuffs walking over on the sidewalk and him sitting on the ground next to a building. Then there's a clip showing him inside the back of the cop car with the cop door open, the back door's open, and the cop door around open the other one like there's a confrontation or struggle inside. But not enough to see what's really going on. And then the next clip shows you him on the ground with the cop sitting there with his knee on his neck. So now, here's what you need to think about for a moment. Are cops not supposed to have their body cams on at all times? Yes, they are. Do we have security cameras on the streets of New York? Yes, we do. Do people have cell phones that videotape? Yes, we do. Okay? So then why is we not watching from the beginning when they stopped George Floyd, when they put him in handcuffs and walked him to the sidewalk, when they walked him back to the vehicle that he climbed in, and when they pulled him back out of the video? Why are we not seeing the entire video? Why are there complete scenes missing? From day one, there's been complete scenes missing. And everybody's, ah! But yet, we got complete scenes missing. So I'll tell you what, my opinion is simple. The cop had most of his weight on the opposite knee that loved the neck. So therefore his knee was only resting on the neck, not bearing down no pressure. George Floyd was an actor. George Floyd is quite alive. You know, there's suggestions in this spot I looked and I was watching, and I believe it's probably true. Just my gut tells me it is. That there was a video game that came out in 2011, and in the video game, a cop killed a guy named George Floyd. In the video game, protests popped up all over the world over it, with burnings and looting and violence. What do we see going on? Yeah. Now think about this. We have protests popping up all over the world. We have protests popping up all over the United States. And the ones all over the world are all for who? George Floyd. So let's just think about it for a moment. Common sense, chew on it. You've never seen the entire video. You've never seen the actual cop's cam. No, you haven't. They've never shown it to you. What you're seeing is clips. Nothing that proves nothing. No mind. It's in your face. I don't know why it is that people seem to have trouble with this. They do. So I'm only going to say this to you. As simple as it is. Okay? The reality is there's a reason you're not seeing the entire video. There's a reason you're only seeing clips from the entire video that all appear to be security cam or somebody's phone, most likely security cam. Yeah. You're not seeing anything but what they wanted you to see. Because you should have seen the actual stop. You should have seen him get out of the car. You should have seen them put the handcuffs on him, then lead him from the car to over next to the building on the walk. You should have seen him getting up from sitting down. You should have seen him being led back to the car, in handcuffs, placed in the car. You should have seen if there was a confrontation at that point, you would see that. Right. Okay? When the doors was open on the back and it looked like they were having a confrontation with him in the car, well, if the body cams were on, you would have seen that. You should have seen him get him out of the car and put him to the ground and climb on him. Where are them clips? Please answer that, will you? Can anybody out here on the net show me the entire video with all of the missing scenes? Not missing. Can anybody out here show me any actual body cam footage? Bet you can't. And you can't do it, okay? So where's the clips? How come you're seeing selected clips? Because when deception is played, they show you only what they want to show you. Then remember this. I can't answer for other countries, but I'm sure it's probably similar in other countries, but I can't answer it. So I'll only speak for the United States, okay? In the United States, to have a protest, you have to file for a protest. You have to be approved, and you have to pay money. Of course, unless you're the government. Then you don't pay a penny, you just set it up, right? Right. And protests just popping up everywhere. Yeah, all over the United States. And they're just popping up everywhere. The cops are there and they're allowing the protest as long as it's peaceful. And of course, you're noticing there's always the bad people, right? Well, I'm going to tell you something I do know to be factual. They hire people to protest. Yes, George Soros does. It's not a conspiracy theory, that's a fact. George Soros specializes in destabilizing nations and bringing them down. He worked overseas in many countries and destabilized them and helped to bring them down. This is George Soros' specialty. He works for the elite, with the elite, and this is what he does. Commonly, what happens is they bus load 2, 3 buses, sometimes 4, depending on where they're going, of people that they're paying really good to protest into a city, into a location. Or they park the buses. They don't like the public to see it. They let the protesters out. The protesters get together and they have a route that's picked out. As they march down that route, citizens from that town see it and end up joining in. And that causes the protest to build bigger, and a little bigger, and a little bigger, depending on what city you're in and how many people are down there and how many people see it and how many people want to get involved. So you wind up with huge protests, with a good number being paid that was shipped in on buses. This is why you've seen in every protest them arresting people from out of town. But see, these people that are being arrested that were paid protesters from out of town knew that that could happen to them before when they signed up for their job. But they were being paid really good money, so they couldn't resist the temptation. You know, the root of all evil, money. Yeah. So they came in. And then citizens join in, and it gets a little bigger and a little bigger. And then they send in the provocateur, which is commonly a CIA agent or a cop out of uniform, covering their identity. And them are normally the ones that instigate fighting, looting, and fires. And then they step out of the picture every single time. And the followers, the people that are that mindseted, that really ain't there for the protest, they think, yeah, why not? They follow the cop. And they do it. They do it. The Target store, the very first one you saw up in Minneapolis that got looted that night, that no cops showed up conveniently and the alarms were going off. If anybody ever paid attention, there was a guy in that store wearing a ski mask, like you would wear in the wintertime if you were skiing. And he had it pulled all the way down. That's the cop. That is the law enforcement officer who actually knocked out the windows of the Target store. That store has never complained about the stuff that was stolen, not one time. And I told you before, they updated the software and the cameras. So the reason they didn't worry about it, because they didn't care about the materialistic items stolen. That store, that Target store, just the name of Target, yeah, which is owned by the government, by the way, so is Walmart. They're controlled by the government, Target and Walmart are. Well, that particular store, Target, since that happened, has been shutting down Target stores across America. So there's more employment for you, just when people thought they were going back to work, they're not. Okay, at least if you're working for Target. At the wrong Target, that is. And this Target store was, well, that was their test. They don't care about what was stolen. They knew a cop was going to break in that window because this was all planned. And you saw him in the video. If you go back and look at the video of the Target store again, when it was being looted and the alarm was sounding, you will see a guy in a ski mask. That was your cop. That's the guy that broke the windows. And see, they're not worried about it because, see, they have facial recognition that leads right to your ID. So a lot of these people are going to be arrested at home, and you'll never know they were arrested. Yeah. See, then they'll be fined through the courts. So they're not worried about it, no. But this is what they don't tell you. But I want you to chew on what I just said. Where's the missing clips? Why are you falling for this? You don't chop the hell out of a video and remove a whole bunch of scenes from it and expect me to believe it. What are you, out to lunch in your head? If you're going to chop up a scene like this and only show the part you want, it's because you're manipulating people. It's because you're not being honest. There's no truth been told from day one. It's all complete garbage. Agenda 21, people, burn of the infrastructure. The fall of America, bringing down America. That's what's really going on. That's what's playing out. He said, well, but what about worldwide? Well, because Agenda 21 is for worldwide. This is going to cause destabilization in all of these countries that are protesting. It's furtherly going to bring their economies down. What happens when they crash and they crash America? They're going to claim it's the domino effect to pull these countries with you. No. They're setting the stage. And they're now putting military on your streets. You're not going to get the military back off your streets. We're not far from martial law. We are not far from martial law at all. And they will declare martial law. Watch the city. And when they do, your rights go out the window. This would be the perfect time to round up guns, wouldn't it? Because you're not allowed to own one. You have no constitutional rights. And because you're not going to be coming out of martial law anytime soon, you won't be traveling. You won't be owning guns. Nope. You're going to be in a lot of trouble, dude. Sure are. Okay, they're going to get ready to kill millions of people off. There's probably going to be when I would get really worried is when the internet and cell phone stops working. When your cell phones go dead and your internet goes down, bad things are going to happen. Yeah? Lots of people. Lots of bloodshed. No lie. This is where we're going. People didn't want to listen. They didn't want to pay attention. No, they just want to hurl names out their mouths. They don't want to look into anything. They don't want to pay attention. Mostly probably because it scares the bejeebus out of them. But I guess that's about what I had to say. Now, I'll add a couple more things before I cut this off. There is going to be another video coming up, possibly later today. Yesterday, I got up and they had protests in Davenport, the Quad Cities, and a cop was shot, and there was a robbery and somebody else was shot. Yeah. And there was violence, just like what we're being seen all over the United States. And Scott County, which is where Davenport's at, which is right next to where my county is where I live, okay, they declared a state of emergency. They sure did. And the governor of Iowa spoke about it yesterday. And they've set a curfew. Well, my town and my county followed suit and put a curfew in. And we're scheduled to have protests in my town today. So I'm going to take my cam and I'm going to go to a protest just to shoot some footage. I'm not going to stay long, but I'm going to show you. See, this is going everywhere. So I will be attending a protest today and long enough to get some footage. And I'll be out before we get close to closing time anyhow, because I don't want to be there when shit starts hitting the fan if it does. And yesterday, we had 2 buildings that burned in my town, and the fires were set. It was arson. How convenient. Oh, by the way, they were infrastructure buildings. One was a tire store, and the other one was a furniture store. So yesterday was a busy day in my town. Just conveniently, 2 stores back to each other happened to go up in flames. At separate times. They just got the one out, blah, 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 and went back and got called out again. The other one was now on fire. Yep. And they determined yesterday that quick that it was arson to both of them. But then, of course, they don't know who done it, right? Yeah, sure they don't. Sure they don't, yeah. Okay, Agenda 21, burning the infrastructure. Yep. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to jump on out of here. But that's what I wanted to say. So where's the missing clips? Can anybody show me the video from the beginning to the end?